My name is Onaje Barnes. I'm a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. At University of Texas at Austin. Go Longhorns. Also originally from Houston, Third Ward U, also known as Jack Yates High School. What's up? What's up? That was my track, and I feel fortunate. Shout out to y'all for getting up 9 a.m. on spring break. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourself a little something, because this shows that you care about your future. Okay. First things first, we're gonna talk a little bit about marketing, personal brand. We're also gonna talk a little bit about making money. Anybody like making money? Yeah. All right. Cool. I like making money. If you ain't raise your hand, I don't know what we're talking about here. Money makes the world go around a little bit. Okay. We're gonna talk about marketing your personal brand. How many of y'all think y'all got a personal brand? Yeah, a couple of y'all. What is that? What do you think a personal brand is? What do you think that is? Yeah, you LSU. Come on. Yeah. What else? Who else had their hand up? T. What's your personal brand? You ain't got to stand up. What's your personal brand?
I guess just showcasing your talent on social
media. Great. So speaking of social media, we're gonna talk a lot about social media today. Who all has a phone? Everybody got a phone. Good. Who all has some social media? What social media? What's your favorite social media? Yeah, X. Okay. What about you? Instagram. Okay. Who else? What you got? Instagram. TikTok. Who else? Anybody else got some social media? You got some social media? Come on, yeah. I know you got some social media. What you? Everybody got some social media in here? Okay, so what is social media? What is social media? Y'all all got it, right? Y'all all own it. What is it? Networking with other people. What else? That you can connect with other people. What else? What else? Okay, good. Okay, what else? What's social media? Somewhere. I like that. We're gonna come back to that. What else? Anybody else? What else? Great. These are all good use cases. But what if I was told y'all were all wrong? What if I told y'all were all wrong? Social media are digital companies that aggregate data. What in the world is that? That didn't sound like what? Anybody understand what I just said? Aggregate data? What do you think I mean by that? Yeah. Collecting and storing data. Why do you think I just said that? Why do you think I said that? Go ahead. Yeah, and who owns it? Yeah. They are aggregators of data. Okay. Whose data are they aggregating? Say that again.
Ours.
Whose data are they aggregating?
Ours.
Good. Okay. So how many of y'all think somebody said they find information, they network? Who's posting on social media? Like who's actively posting? You're posting? What you posting? Basketball? You play basketball? You hoop? You putting your highlights out there? That's part of your brand? Good stuff. You posting? I know you posting. What you posting? What are you posting specifically about Trumpet? Right? Because that's part of your brand. That's who you are. Who else is posting? You say what?
I post about baseball.
You post baseball highlights for yourself? What you posting? Posting football. Okay, for those people who are not posting, what are you looking at? Are y'all talking to your friends? What else are you doing when you log on? Are you looking at videos? What you doing? Tell me what you're doing. Motivation, really? Okay, that's cool. All right, we know he. That's cool. What else? No, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good. That's actually good stuff. What you looking at? What are you looking at? Basketball highlights. You saw Bam drop 83. Was that real 83 though? I don't know. I don't know. How many of y'all heard about Bam dropping 83 already? Everybody? Most of y'all? The fact that half the room knows that Bam dropped 83 is part of the power of social media. You can get a message out or a video out or a highlight out virally in seconds. That is the strength of social media versus what some of us grew up on, right? Social media is also just media, okay? Media, what are other forms of media? What's some of the old school forms of media that us gray-haired people use? He said Facebook. Well, what you got? What's that? AOL. What's another form of media? Snapchat. Those are still social medias, y'all are naming. What other type of media? Come on, old schools, brother. Newspaper. That's an old school. What's another form of media? Direct TV. TV in general. Cable. Cable and TV is the same. What else? What's that? Radio. One of the oldest forms of media. Go ahead. Propaganda is, that's a great, man, pin that. We're going to come back to propaganda a little bit later, okay? We're going to come back. I love that. But propaganda is a type of communication, not necessarily media. News. Okay. But the point is, media has always been around. Media changes over time. How we consume our media, right? But the whole idea of media is to get a message out for someone else. Okay, so when we talk about, there's two things when you jumping on. Okay, let's eyes on, big time. I'm gonna call you out. Eyes on. Eyes on. All right. When we talk about being on social media, we're doing two things. Okay, and two things only. We're either consuming media. So when I talk about consuming media, that's us watching our video. That's us finding out about Bam dropping 83. Okay? Or we're giving out media. And that's us posting ourselves. You're only doing one or two things. So when you log on to social media, be intentional. Understand what your purpose is. Because this is a data aggregator. They are getting something out of you. Okay? And how much are they paying for it? Huh? What are they getting out of y'all? Money, everything, attention. What else are they getting out of y'all? Huh? Actions, information. What type of information are they getting out of y'all? Personal information. Why? Who giving it to them? You giving it to them. And how much they pay for that? Should they pay for that? What's that? It's priceless. Fantastic. But what are they paying you for? They giving you something. They giving you entertainment. Right? You're being entertained when you join on. But is that worth the cost? Right? So let's get into it. All right. Personal branding in the digital age. Okay, back in our days, we didn't have the digital age piece to it. We just had personal branding. What is your personal brand? That is the story people believe about you based on what they see online about you. Okay? It's your reputation built by your choices. Okay? It's a chance to shape how the world sees. Okay, now let's get through this first one. The story people believe about you based on what they see online. Y'all ever see somebody go viral? Yeah? People go viral all the time? Y'all see people go viral for good things? Y'all see people go viral for bad things? If that was you, if you was going viral for something that's negative, how would you feel? Exactly. Now, the cool thing about social media and posting, what does that do about your reputation? It could lift it up or bring it down. What if somebody else is posting about you? It could lift you up or bring it down, right? Did everybody see me? Everybody see me with my mic and I put my phone up? Why y'all think I did that? So I can post. Why? Should I give them back? What else? Why you think I'm doing this? Yeah, for the youth. But I'm also, go ahead, true. But more importantly, selfishly, I am also controlling my own narrative and my own brand. Okay? I am helping control the Frats brand and what we represent. Okay? So this is showing, so it's fantastic that we have all of y'all here. But in 2026, if we don't have video or images of it, it did not exist. It did not exist. Okay? So I'm not telling y'all to sit up here and post, but I want y'all to be intentional about what the message is about yourself online. Anybody ever Googled themselves online? You ever Googled yourself? What you got? You a hooper? That's what I'm gonna find? Yeah? What else? Yeah, anybody else Google themselves? Who Googled themselves? You Googled themselves before? What you see? Yeah.
Picture and the coach that I have.
You like that picture?
No.
Okay. What should you do about it then? What should you do about it? Of yourself. If you don't like the image that's up there, you can change that image. Okay, what else? What you got? What you got? Are you? What you commitment on? What you playing? You playing football? Come on, Rice. Come on, everybody, give it. Let's go, Rice. That's what we talking about. Everybody got their phone out right now? No. Y'all can Google me right now on Najee Barnes. I can pretty much tell you what's gonna show up. It's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff about real estate. Whole bunch of stuff about real estate. That's intentional. I don't need everybody knowing my personal business like that. I want people to know what I want them to know. Yeah, y'all can search me right now on Najee Barnes, Barnes. It's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff about real estate. Where we at? So again, why does this stuff matter? Why does this stuff matter? Talk about it. Who said it? For the future? Yeah. What future? Okay. What else? Yep. What else? What's that? Okay. So a long time ago, about 20 years ago, I was lucky enough to have a line brother, and he's big tech geek, majoring in MIS, CS, all this. He was one of the first people that I knew that actually like left they state to go to California to do the whole, Silicon Valley thing. Real tech. And I remember if people Google me, one of the first things that came up was that I was the president of Black Student Association at University of Texas at Austin, and we were having some racial stuff on campus at the time, and I was getting death threats. And like I literally was getting death threats just based on the leadership that we was doing on campus, and some of the people didn't like what we was doing. And that kind of bothered me. And I was like, well, I'm still barely 22, 23. I'm trying to interview for companies, and I don't know how they take that, because that was the only thing that came up. And I was like, and this was early in the game, right? I'm a little bit longer in the tooth. And I said, hey, how do I get rid of some stuff if I needed to delete something? Like somebody just put something out there in an article. How do I delete something? What do y'all think he said to me? You cannot. It's out there. Now, what do you think he said I could do, though? What's that? Change it? How do you think I could change it? Yeah, but can I actually change the articles that was written about me at the time? No, but what could I do? What's that? Fantastic. How would I do that? And again, to be clear, those things that was being said about me wasn't necessarily negative, but somebody else could have took it that way, right? And to your point, what he told me to do was dilute it. Dilute it. And what everybody know the word diluting? Like diluting something? So that means I can just flood the market with whatever I want to do. And the cool thing is I control that narrative. I control that. Okay? So these are things that matter. We know schools, jobs, opportunities. Opportunities. This last one, opportunities, might be the biggest one on here. Opportunities come up all the time. I sell a lot of digital things online. I sell a lot of digital courses. The coolest thing in the world for me in life is to wake up in the morning and see that I made some money in my sleep. Anybody ever made money in their sleep before? Anybody? How you make money in your sleep? You put it in stuff. Oh, come on, little cuz. But say it with your chest, though. You put some money in some stocks. What else? Anybody else? Anybody else? You made money online or just in your sleep? That's some of the cool stuff that you can do when you have a presence. When we have a presence. Okay? I'm coming to y'all next then. All right. So here's the cool thing. We talked about this earlier. When you're online, when you're on social media, there's only two things you are. You are either the product itself or you are the seller. I'm going to say that again. Social media companies are data aggregators. What are they doing with that data? Anybody know what they're doing? Selling it. Who are they selling to? Who are the buyers? Google databases is the product. You are part of that database. Who are they selling to? Anybody? They're selling to every business known to man. Every business known to man. Have y'all ever bought something online? Y'all see an ad? Y'all see ads every day, right? How and why are you seeing those ads? Because what? What's the algorithm? Who said that? How does it know that? Say that again. Talk more about that. Tell me more. Tell the rest of the people more about that. Absolutely. Who has the same algorithm in here? Say that again. Nobody in here have the same algorithm. It is unique to you. That is the salesman's dream. That is the marketer's dream. Why is that my dream? Because I get to talk to you specifically. Braden, I know that you like this. Okay? I know that you like skate shoes. Boom. Because you liking something probably a skate. Well, maybe you're just doing that for fashion in this moment, right? But those are skate shoes. And I know it because I'm in the shoe game, right? But the cool thing is if I can send you more of those, if you ever liked any of those shoes, I'm going to pump you with those. And that is making you the product. Or you can be the seller. So what do I mean about the sellers? Who's selling something? Yeah, who's doing that? Who's that? Yeah. How are you promoting? We talked about this already. By posting, right? Yeah. You posting your football highlights? Y'all tagging coaches? Not anymore because you already recruited. Were y'all tagging coaches before on Twitter? That was a great way for them to see your highlight. Can they make all your games? But they can see. There you go. There you go. Right? And that's a great way to promote whatever you're doing or what's selling whatever you're doing. Okay? So the key, though, is decide which role you want to play. Be intentional. Be intentional. If you're going to be on there, don't just be on there playing around making somebody else some money. Okay? All right. How to present yourself online, dudes. Showcase your strengths. Showcase your talents. Don't everybody need to know your weaknesses? You know, you see some people online. You ever see somebody online crashing out? It was obvious they was crashing out. Right? In the comments section, does everybody promote them or build them up after they crash out, or people pile on? What's that doing to their mental health? Yeah. At Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, we are promoting black strong men that feel good about themselves. Okay? We don't need negativity seeping into us. And that's important for you to control that. Okay? It's important to understand the type of information that you are consuming. If you consume a bunch of negative stuff online, guess what? You're going to be thinking about negative stuff all the time. Does that make sense? Use a clean and friendly profile picture. Your profile picture is important. Okay? How you present yourself is important. Be intentional about how you dress and what you look like. Okay? And that's not necessarily mean wearing a suit every day, but be intentional about the message that you want to portray. Does that make sense? Because what you look like, how you dress, how you groom, all that. We're going to tie some ties later on the day so you can understand the moments that you might need to switch it up. And that's about presentation as well. Share content that you're going to be proud of, that your employer is going to be proud of, that the teacher is going to be proud of. Follow pages that reflect your future. We don't need to always consume nonsense. Y'all know the nonsense, right? Somebody jumping somebody, or somebody fighting somebody, or somebody red pill dudes. We don't need no more red pill dudes. Y'all know red pill? Y'all know what I'm talking about? We don't need this room right here is not. There ain't no red pill dudes in this room. Okay. Okay. Red pill dudes, and y'all probably seen it, right? These are these guys out here that's all in the relationship comments, bashing black women, bashing women, this, that, and the other, fighting. I don't like women because they can't get one. We ain't doing none of that, right? All that toxic stuff, right? Real leadership can go beyond that, okay? Does this help my future before you like, comment, or subscribe to anybody's stuff, okay? Do not give out your currency for free. What's your currency on social media? What's some currency? Tell me what currency on social media is. Likes, good. Follows, comments, subscribes, reposts. You're promoting someone else's brand. So don't be out here promoting somebody's stuff for free. Did they pay you for it? I don't think so. Okay, don't ever post anything that you don't want your teacher, your mama, or nobody to see. I mean, that should be obvious, right? But we gotta make sure we do that. Don't share your location in real time. Okay? Be careful about location sharing. People try to come sneak you. Okay? We don't need to engage in all the drama and negativity, post questionable pictures or videos, or forget that screenshots don't disappear. Screenshots don't disappear. If I screenshot something that you posted and you think you deleted it, you don't know I screenshot that? Ooh, I'm scaring y'all a little bit, huh? On Instagram, they got the disappear function. Y'all use that? Anybody use it? They can still screenshot that, bro. They Snapchat, you think it disappeared? It don't. It don't. You can still screenshot that. You control your digital identity. Your online presence is a tool, not a toy. Okay? Your account is your brand. Your post is your message. Who you follow is your values. You ever look at somebody and see who they following? That's a reflection upon you as well. People look at me like, hey, if Onaje's following them, they might know something about money or something. And sometimes I just be following people just to look, and I got to be careful about that. I've had people come back to me like, hey, man, I got scammed by this guy. I was like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, I only followed them. I only got followed them because you was following them. Like, oh, I didn't tell you to do that. But that's important. My follow affected my brand in a negative way. Okay? Ask yourself, if someone only saw my social media, what would they think? And this is not to tell you not to post, right? It's about control. Does that make sense? All right. Who's in here got a small business? Anybody ever make some money online? You ever make some money before? Yeah? What you do? My man, I love that. I love that. What you got? You selling your artwork. Okay, we're going to come back. Who else? Yo, we got some entrepreneurs in here. How many entrepreneurs we got in here? What you selling? Yeah, you got your hand up. Awesome. You?
Me and my sister have a small bracelet.
A small what?
Small bracelet business.
Awesome. You? Commercial pressure washer? What you got? Yeah? What you sell? Reselling? What you reselling? Clothes and shoes? Oh, nice. Nice. What platform you using? Depop? Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We got all these business owners in here, entrepreneurs in here. Who want to make some more money up in their business? Who want to help their dad land another power washing contract? Come on, raise your hands up. We in here to make some money. We trying to make some money. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Part of that, okay. We're going to run through this a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to use that brand to build your brand through effective storytelling. Okay, so first things first, we talk a little bit about marketing. I went through some of this stuff earlier. When we talk about the word marketing, a lot of people get that confused with advertising. Marketing is communicating to people a message about the problem your business can solve. Okay? You got a dirty driveway, we can clean it up with our power washing business. Does that make sense? Okay? The key is not saying, hey, I do power washing. The key is saying, what is your problem? Does that make sense? A little bit different, right? We're promoting the problem, and we are the solution to that problem. Okay? It's about attracting and retaining customers. It's not simply telling people about what your business does or sells. That's what it's not. A lot of people get confused about that. It's not just about listing your features and your history and the quality of business. It is about solving problems in business. We are problem solvers, okay? Without good marketing, no one will ever know that your business exists. If y'all didn't you just literally telling me and being aggressive about saying, hey, we're doing this type of business is a form of marketing, okay? You'll miss out on tons of opportunities and potentials in relationships. If you don't tell people what you do and why you do it and why it's important, can't make no money. I can tell you that right now. Can't get no extra business that way. You got to be loud and proud about what you're doing. Say it with your chest, say it with your head up. Closed mouths don't get fed. I say that all the time. Everybody heard that phrase before? Closed mouths don't get fed. Even if you're shy, it don't matter. We got to talk. What is marketing and how it's used? This is the 4 P's of marketing. You got to have a product that has a solution. You write this down. You got to have a product. Product could be a physical item or procedures to ensure that the products are ready for selling. You got to have stuff that's ready to sell. Write this down, okay? You also got to have a price. This price has to be set at a level that's comparable to your competitors, okay? How much your shoes cost right there? Those are P6000. Probably cost about $90. If I was to try to charge those for $400, would you buy them? Why? That's it. It doesn't cost that much, right? But if I said, hey, my shoes are $400, I'm not gonna sell that many because you don't believe that makes sense, right? So for every time you have a product, it has to be in line with what we call the marketplace. The marketplace is your competitors. Does that make sense? And then you got to promote it. You got to tell people about it. Brochures, ads, information, social media ads. Okay? Then you got to put it in the right place. What do I mean by the right place? Anybody know what I mean by the right place? Right audience. What else about the right place? It's got to be where the customers are going to. Okay? If I'm trying to sell a power washing business, I might need to be around some houses where some people live. Okay? So understand placement is huge. That's where social media comes into play because they're selling data. They're selling data to all y'all as small businesses. So when you learn how to use social media properly, you can run ads and it can target exactly the people that you want to go to. I only want to talk to people that like a certain type of basketball shoes, a certain type of running shoes, a certain type of skate shoes, right? How do I know that? Well, you just clicked on Bam Adebayo's video where he scored 83. You might like basketball. See what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, sometime today, you're going to log on and see something basketball related in your social media feed. That's not by accident. Okay? Last thing about marketing, we're going to talk about hunting versus fishing. Okay? Hunting and fishing are both can put food on the table, but one is smarter and more effective than the other. If you take an MBA class in college about marketing, right, it might be called push or pull marketing. I like to use the phrase hunting versus fishing. So when I say hunting, what do you think I mean by that? Go ahead. Going after the customer. I love that. That's quintessential hunting. Quintessential hunting is me saying, hey, man, you want to buy these shoes right now? You want to buy these shoes right now? I got these shoes right now. I want you to buy these shoes. How does that make you feel? Put a little pressure. I feel a little uncomfortable. As a marketer, do you think I'm being effective this way? Not really. Not really, right? It's in your face. It can work, right? It can work, but it don't make you feel good as a customer, does it? Right? It's disguising yourself, your motives. When you see prey, the prey run away because they know I'm a hunter. Next time I roll up on you, you might back up. If I roll up on you right now again, you might be like, man, get away, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Fishing is hiding. It's hiding from your prey. It's standing out. It's dangling something on them. Okay? What fishing could do is, hey, man, you want to watch this exclusive video of all of Bam Adebayo dropping 83 or whatever? Man, just here's this little deal. Log on for free. You see Bam's video. I'll pay you $2 in the gift card or $10 in the gift card. Anybody ever see a company sell a gift card? Y'all ever see these gift cards? Why do you think they're giving out gift cards for free? Anybody see a gift card in the mail before? Why do you think they're giving out gift cards? They what? So you can go to the store and use it, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to do what with that gift card? Spend what? More money. More money. I get gift cards from Home Depot every day. Here's a $20 gift card. No, I'm going to go in there and spend $200. Okay? That's a way to entice you to come in. That's fishing. That is way more effective than hunting. So, they're looking at me. Again, how you respond versus a hunter versus a fisher. Okay? You see this dude coming, you running away. So as you market your company, understand how you want to come at them. Hunting versus fishing. All right, last couple things. Write this down. Profit producing marketing, 3 parts of the process. Number 1, it's always the message. What is the message we are trying to portray? We've been talking about messaging all day long. What is the message that's trying to be communicated? What problem do you solve? Okay? And again, you want to be thinking about the consumer, not yourself. All right? Yes, I want to sell some more snacks. But how these snacks taste. So we're not saying, hey, I'm selling snacks. We want to talk about how the snacks make them feel good. Okay? Then the market itself, the audience to who this is being communicated, and then the medium. That is how and where we're communicating to them. Okay? Meeting them where they're at. We're not asking the customer to come to us. Come to my store. No. Go to them. How do we go to them? Okay? Lastly, unique strategic position. Again, clear message. What makes your product unique? What do you offer that others don't? What added value do you offer to your customer? Customer service. What are you doing that's special? When people hear your name and what you're talking about, how do you make them feel? People spend on emotion. People spend on emotion. If the Rockets won the NBA championship, and again, they may not, but I'm a Rockets fan. I'm gonna ride with them. If they won, let's say Clutch City comes out and they win. What's some of y'all doing? My man got his Rockets socks on. The Rockets won, yeah, you do. If the Rockets won, what are you doing the next day? Or that what are y'all doing? Okay, well, I'm gonna go buy me a T-shirt. Anybody else gonna buy a championship T-shirt if they won? I am, because I'm emotional about it. And I say that because we want to elicit emotion. Okay, when we selling something, we want some people to feel good. The better they feel about you and your product and your brand, the more they're gonna do business with you. And lastly, when we talk about the unique selling position, all right, we want to be in this place called the green box, the winning zone. What is the winning zone? First circle is what your brand does well. What do you do well? We do the best power washing in the game. How are you communicating that? What your competitor does well. They may not be the best power washer. They may be doing power washing as a side hustle. They may be really a roofer. Okay? And what the customer wants. Does the customer actually need power washing? We don't need to be selling power washing services to somebody that rent. That don't make no sense. The winning zone is meeting what your brand does well with what the customer actually wants. Okay? If you do what your brand does well, but the customer don't want it, and your competitor does well, who cares? That don't matter. Does that make sense? Or if you're selling something and your competitor does better than you, and your customer wants it, you're losing. Okay? So again, we're about to wrap up. We can talk more about a little bit marketing and branding afterwards or in our break time. But that's all I got today. Just be intentional. I hope y'all learned a couple little things. Any questions before I shut it down? Understand brand and marketing. Understand having a service that is needed by people. So again, problem solving. I think that's the word that I want people to write down when you talk about business. How are you solving a problem for somebody? What does that look like? And who needs that problem solved? And I think when you approach business around problem solving, then you will always have money. If you go out and say, hey, these people have a problem and I can solve it, I guarantee you won't be broke in life. Okay? What other questions we got?
At least one question that you want to ask about branding, marketing, or something that you have taken away from this. No, now no. Didn't think about that. While you're doing that, I want to ask Brother Barnes a question, and then I have something I'll follow up with. I want to know, talk about algorithm and all that stuff. I want to know why when my wife says, we need to paint this room, I start getting all these ads for paint.
Very likely that one of y'all or you might have your microphone on access to specific apps, particularly social media apps. So when you download your social media, they have default and you accept certain things. No one ever reads all of the fine print of what you download. The terms and conditions. Everybody know, you ever heard the terms and conditions? It's like 8 pages long and you scroll and you select because you want to get on. 9 times out of 10, you might have some type of your phone. Everybody know their phone is a microphone as well, right? Your telephone is a supercomputer in your pocket, and it does a lot of things. So specifically, a lot of apps might have default access to your microphone, and they're literally listening in to what you're saying. So it'll be in your settings. I mean, but you can Google your settings to see what access. And again, that's a dangerous one. The other dangerous one is the location services, y'all, and that's on everybody. Everybody got location services on something, and that's a dangerous one that people don't think about. The phone don't know. The social media accounts that are there knows. Okay, and your audio and anything you click, like, comment, whatever you put in, is going to that algorithm. So if you somehow post like, hey, I like these Ruffles potato chips today, somebody, Frito-Lay, I believe that's the company, will start to send you ads towards that because they are paying Meta, which is IG and Facebook, or TikTok, or whoever you want to, someone is paying them. Okay? So someone is paying IG just to hit the word Ruffles. Okay? So for example, I run ads all the time. In my real estate business, we're running some ads right now because I'm looking for some tenants, and I'm literally putting keyword searches in there. So anybody that's searching for these certain type of words, I'm gonna send an ad to. Okay? I run a lot of real estate ads because I'm in real estate. And anybody that's doing certain type of searches, I'm trying to hit them on a certain ad in the marketplace, a demographic, age range, right? I'm not trying to hit, to be frank with y'all, I'm not trying to hit y'all on you should never see any of my real estate ads because you're not my target audience. That makes sense? Y'all ain't got no jobs? No, I'm joking. But you're not my target audience, right? So that's what people who are buying this data. And that's why I said social media is data aggregators. Okay? Y'all young brothers for being alert.